In true Victorian-era fashion, Ludwig's theme is a waltz. Basically, it takes your sounds and makes them uglier. Hi. Question. What if creepy classical music from Bloodborne was performed with instruments and sound effects from Doom Eternal? Well, now there's an answer, because I, Geoffrey Day, have made something so unholy that a hunter would most definitely have to kill it. Feel free to skip to the song using the timestamp below, but if you do, you'll miss a bunch of fun stuff, so I hope you stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed that my voice is a little bit lower in this video. That's because as my town is opening back up, I decided it would be a good idea to go to an EDM dance music night the day before recording this video. So lucky you, enjoy the smooth, sultry voice of Geoffrey Day. Anyhow, like any good cover or remix, it's important to understand the original song. So I think it's time to unpack the Bloodborne soundtrack and figure out how we want to tackle this thing. As far as capturing an aesthetic through music goes, Bloodborne is a straight-up masterpiece. So it's no surprise that there wasn't just one composer, but a total axis of evil. The team of composers was split between Japan and the US, led by Wisconsin native Ryan Amon, known at the time for working with Neil Blomkamp on his movie Elysium and also for AC Unity. The Japanese composers, Tsukasa Saito and Yuka Kitamura, are especially notable for their past work with the Bloodborne producer on his tiny, fairly unknown past projects called Armored Core and Dark Souls. Amon and the other Americans on the team brought their experience in horror movie scoring to the table, as well as perspective from working on American AAA game titles. There are plenty of amazing tracks from Bloodborne, but Ludwig's theme from the DLC is definitely a winner for me. It's intense and scary because, as you know, Ludwig the character mostly has lost his humanity, but also, as melodies go, this song is catchy as hell. Oh, by the way, I want to mention that I learned the entire soundtrack is a live recording. The choir is just that. Nasty. Those high notes from the sopranos are incredible. Alright, looking at Ludwig's theme, the first thing we need to do is shift the perspective a bit. In my last video, I talked about how Doom music is focused on the Slayer and not the demons. And similarly, Ludwig's theme is for Ludwig and how he feels about his completely botched makeover. In proper Doom fashion, we're going to need to remove a bit of the madness aspect and make it more about the hunter kicking some ass. In other words, we're going to need to make a tonal shift from madness to violence, off-kilter to high octane. The second thing we need to tackle is, well, in true Victorian-era fashion, Ludwig's theme is a waltz. For example, the music of Doom sounds like this. And a waltz sounds like this. Doom music. Waltz music. Doom. Waltz. Guys, did I make a mistake by picking this song? These two styles are so opposite, it's like trying to combine the Interstellar soundtrack and WAP. Nope, Jeff, it's too late. You committed to this. You put it on your public schedule and you want to be a game composer, so buck up, son. The waltz makes sense, though. It's actually a great fit for the pace of Bloodborne combat, which, as you know, is way different than Doom, except maybe for the Dark Lord boss fight. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make what I think is about to be the strangest Doom-style track in modern history. Here we go. I had to make some interesting choices, but I finally have an arrangement. It's going to start with Ludwig's theme, and before looping a second time, it's going to break into a little bit of Cleric Beast for fun, and then back into Ludwig to finish it up. You'll notice I have some sketched out drums already, which makes it clear that I've turned Cleric Beast into something from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. It sort of goes without saying at this point, but to put Doom into this song, we need new performers. We need guitars, drums, synthesizers, electronic sound effects, growly ambient stuff, and exactly 0 orchestral instruments. That's what Mick, Andrew, and David have done so far, and that's exactly what I'm sticking with. If you've seen my other videos, then you know I'm always complaining about Metasonic's analog gear because those old yellow units I see on Doom behind the music are too hard to find. However, I got my tubes fixed the other day from a company in France called, well, it looks like this. Basically, it takes your sounds and makes them uglier. But what if I were to play my guitar through these tubes? Kind of like a distortion pedal, but after the guitar amp, which is actually weird. You know, I've never done this before, so I bought the GGD Zilla Cabinet Modeler. It has no guitar amp, it just makes things sound like they're going through a big speaker. I can put anything through it.
Level 1. Level 1.
So now what I can do is play my guitar as usual, but before playing it through that speaker, I use the tube module. Those tubes add a little crunch and a lot of presence to the raw guitar, and I think it's alright. Speaking of cabinet modelers, I ran some electronic stuff through there too and did this fancy EQ matching, so now my guitars and synths all kinda sound the same. It's way harder to tell where the guitars end and the synths begin and vice versa. Remember this choir? This is the part that I need to deviate from. It's not very Doom, and also I don't have the vocal tools to make something that sounds that good. Luckily, Doom Eternal is full of high-pitched melodies in the form of synthesizers. I think we should do the same. Okay, on second thought, maybe we'll do a little bit of choir in the build-ups just to glue everything together. If you remember the intro for Ludwig's theme, then you know that it's entirely choir, and this is, it's gonna be a problem. We're changing the tone of the song anyway, so let's keep the intention, but maybe we'll get creative with the execution. Here we've got those Latin lyrics to the intro, and yeah, it's pretty dark. Instead of a choir singing in Ludwig's crazy head, let's make it more of like an evil demon presence being sensed by the hunter. I whispered those Latin lyrics into the microphone a few times and created this little ocean of voices. Okay, it's alright, but I'm seeing there's an English translation here. What if there was a voice actually saying the English? This is Doom after all, there's lots of English. I've been messing with recording my voice at extremely high sample rates so I can make it lower because I, unfortunately, sound like Pathfinder from Apex Legends.
You don't know where my creator is, do you?
But with the right settings, I can lower my voice and it still sounds pretty natural.
Oh, Hunter.
And then of course I can make Dr. Samuel Hayden say whatever I want.
Slayer, it's come to my attention that there's a very large spider in my bathroom. I need you to find me at the facility and destroy my bathroom. Leave nothing left.
Alright, this is all done now. This whole thing came together pretty fast, I'm surprised. The mixing wasn't too hard either. I don't know, some music just wants to be made, I guess. Ready for Argent Metal Bloodborne music? I sure am. Without further ado, Ludwig, the Holy Blade, from Bloodborne in the style of Doom Eternal. Enjoy.
Hunter, blessed saint, an honest death is like a blessing. Let death come once and for all. Plenteous blood is lost.
How weird was that? Does it work? Let me know what you think in the comments below. FYI, if you want to support my work, grab the high-quality file on Bandcamp for free or toss me a few bucks for coffee, but of course that's always optional. The stems download, the deep dive video, Spotify, Apple Music, and all the other things will be up in a few days as they are finalized. Check the pinned comment below, or follow me on social media for instant updates. I am currently looking for more sound design, composer, and assistant work, so if you know anyone with a budget who needs a hand, feel free to reach out. There is another interesting cover coming real soon, but until then, I've been Geoffrey Day. You've been a total rock star, and I hope you stop by for the next video. See ya!